Yes, guys, yes, people, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another video. I hope all you guys are doing well today. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my predictions for this weekend's Premier League Game Week 2. Last week, we saw some amazing games. My best one was the Newcastle Aston Villa one, best one ever. And yeah, we've seen Arsenal getting a win against Nottingham Forest 2-1. We saw Man City last Friday night against Burnley 3-0. That's the opening game of the season. And then we saw Manchester United versus Wolves, which should have been a Wolves win and so on for that stuff. Now, I do like to apologize for not uploading my reaction to my predictions. I accidentally deleted that video, and I didn't able to do that again. So I do apologize. But if I can get that up, then yes, I'll upload it on my YouTube channel. But like I said, every Fridays I'm going to be doing my predictions for every game week in the Premier League, and then once it's done, since Crystal Palace versus Arsenal ends on a Monday night, on Tuesday I'm going to be going through my predictions, telling you guys how the game went, what's my overall total score, and as the table stands, because Newcastle are on top. But will they be there for long? We shall wait and see. So that's what I'm going to be doing on Tuesday. So make sure you guys go to my YouTube channel and check out my videos every Friday and every Wednesday for my predictions and reacting to it. So make sure you guys do all of those stuff. And if you guys want to see what I predict and go over my reactions. And if you don't want to miss it, make sure you click the bell notifications. But before you do that, make sure you click the subscribe button if you're new. Smash a like if you enjoyed this video. I want to see the same amount of likes as the same amount of people that you guys are watching this video right now. So make sure you guys do that. So if you can do those things, then I'll be a very, very happy person. So make sure you guys do that for me. Right, so without further ado, let's go over with my predictions for game week 2, starting off this later today, and that is Nottingham Forest versus Sheffield United. It is East Midlands versus South Yorkshire. That's where the place is, and yeah, it's not that far from between those two clubs. I mean, to go from Nottingham Forest to Sheffield United takes about 1 hour, 1.25 hours of to get there. So it's really not that far, to be honest with you. So yeah, and this game is on a Friday night. Nottingham Forest versus Sheffield United. Of course, last Friday night it was Burnley versus Manchester City, and that ended 3-0. So there we go. Right, Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest were very unlucky and not to get a result against Arsenal, because, like I said, Johnson should have scored with that chance. And before I talk about this one, I like to say it looks like Brennan Johnson is coming to Chelsea. Now, to me, I'd rather have something else. I think Dom said, I forgot, yeah, Jordan Gibbs White rather than Brennan Johnson, because to me we need to have wingers here that can score goals, yeah, not when they have those big chances, if you know what I mean. So I would have Morgan Gibbs White rather than Brendan Johnson, but it looks like he'll be coming after Michael Lise. Now, I was very surprised by that. I was very, very surprised, because I was thinking to myself, you know what? If we could get Michael Lise, that would be good. Because imagine if Madueke gets injured, what we're going to be doing. But he rejects Chelsea, so he's going to be staying for Crystal Palace. He signed a 4-year contract 2 days ago. So I was really, really gutted and surprised and disappointed that he rejected Chelsea. And I never thought that would happen, because you never seen Caicedo rejecting Chelsea or Lavia, but now Lisa rejected Chelsea, so it looks like neither Man City or Chelsea are going to get him. Well, Chelsea, of course, but Man City will focus in on Michael Lise, but it looks like that's not going to happen. But so Chelsea, it looks like going to sign Brendan Johnson. So listen, I could be wrong. Maybe he could be the guy that could be taking us forward, but for me, I don't see that. I don't see sign. I want to sign Morgan Gibbs White. But it looks like what I've heard today is that Chelsea are gonna try to hijack Kunders, because it looks like he wants to go to West Ham, but Chelsea are doing everything that they can to hijack Kunders. And I'm telling you, if we can get him, then that would be great, because because we're still lucky to sign him, but we have to see what decision Kudus is going to make. So there we go. But yeah, Brennan Johnson looking like he could be a Chelsea player. I'm not sure when though, but yeah, but I have no doubt that he'll be starting this game against Sheffield United later on today. Now this is at the City Ground, so yeah, I expect this game to be tough for Sheffield United because they've lost on their opening day against Crystal Palace. They do have chances, but yeah, they weren't as good at it. And going to the City Ground ain't that easy, It really ain't that easy because when big teams go there, it's only Manchester United that go there and win. Look at Man City, they drew. Chelsea, they drew. Arsenal, they beat. Tottenham, they beat. Um, Yes, yeah, and they also beat Liverpool. So going to the City Ground ain't that easy for Sheffield United. If they want to stay in the Premier League, they need to make sure that they turn from a loss to a win when they face Nottingham Forest later on today. But I don't see that happening for Sheffield United. So unfortunately, later for my prediction for this game later on today, I'm gonna go for Sheffield United nil, Nottingham Forest 2. I see Morgan Gibbs White scoring, and I see Adeyemi scoring the striker for Nottingham Forest. So yeah, there we go. And that game kicks off at 7:45 p.m. UK time. So yeah, Friday night. It's not going to be a good one for Sheffield United if you're a fan. So, yeah, and plus, I didn't expect Sheffield United to lose against Crystal Palace. I really didn't because at their ground, the atmosphere will be great. They were really good last season, so I would have thought that they would be beat um, Crystal Palace, but they didn't. So I think it's going to be another loss for them. So I'm going to go for Nottingham Forest 2, Sheffield United nil. So there we go. Now, the interesting thing on Sat tomorrow is that there's no 12:30 p.m. kickoff because I believed that Manchester City versus Newcastle United was about to be a 12:30 p.m. kickoff, but they decided to move it into Saturday night after the big one, Tottenham versus Manchester United, and that game will kick off at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. So there we go. So since there's no 12:30 p.m. kickoff, we're just going to start off with for me. I'm going to start off with Fulham versus Brentford, a West London derby. Definitely looking forward to that one. I can't do a live watch along for that one because the only live watch alongs I'm going to do for this weekend is Tottenham versus Manchester United, which kicks us at 5:30, and then Manchester City versus Newcastle United. That game kicks off at 8, and then tomorrow, and then on Sunday, the big one, the World Cup final between Spain versus England. Definitely going to be doing live watching for that one. Then another one, of course, is the London derby, Chelsea, West Ham versus Chelsea, since I'm a Chelsea fan. And then on Monday night, I'm going to be doing the Crystal Palace versus Arsenal live watch along. So that is 5 watch alongs here for the whole of this weekend, which I've never done before because I used to do like 3 or 4 watch alongs, but fifth, I never used to do that. So I'm going to definitely do those live watch alongs for this weekend. So that is going to be my plan. So make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, Fulham versus Brentford. Of course, when these two faced each other last season, it was an entertaining game. Fulham 3, Brentford 2. I believe Alexander Mitrovic scored 2 goals, especially that late, and then something like that. So there we go. Of course, Brentford drew against Tottenham, and they should have won, especially that Mbeumo scoring that chance to make it 3-2, a glorious opportunity. Whereas for Fulham, they beat Everton, but like I said, Everton should have won that game. They had so many chances, and they should have put Fulham in a split, but instead they didn't. So there we go. But this game, it's so difficult to predict because Fulham usually do well at home. They usually play good at home, but away from home it's completely different. So yeah, a West London derby though. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna predict the exact same thing as last season. I'm gonna go for. Oh no, Fulham. No, they weren't that good against Everton, and the thing is, Brentford drew against Tottenham. It's so difficult to predict. But I'm gonna have to go for. I'm gonna go for. Should I go for 2-1 to Fulham? or should I go for 3-2? The same as last season. I might go for 3-2. Yeah, just the same thing as last season because I wanted to go for 2-1, but I thought to myself, nah, there's going to be lots of goals in that game. West London Derby, it's going to be a good game, so yeah, I'm going to go for 3-2 Fulham. I think it's going to be the exact same scoreline as last season. I see Fulham go like 2-0 up, and then Brentford making a comeback to make it 2-2. Then after that, probably see while Jimenez scoring a late winner to make it 3-2. So that's how I think the game is going to finish tomorrow afternoon. West London Derby. I wanted this game to be like a 12:30 p.m. kickoff instead, but unfortunately, it's actually a 3 p.m. kickoff, so there we go. So yeah, Fulham 3, Brentford 2 is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow afternoon. So there we go. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Now, Liverpool versus Bournemouth at Anfield. When these two face each other, it was Liverpool 9, Bournemouth 0, and that was the second biggest scoreline in Premier League history because teams here haven't made this scoreline like 10-0, 11-0. They've never done that. So Liverpool against Bournemouth is at 3 p.m. kickoff. Now, Bournemouth drew against West Ham, whereas for Liverpool they drew against Chelsea. So both teams are going draw on their opening day. But for this one, Liverpool like I expect them to be Bournemouth, but I don't think it's going to be a 9-0. I think it's going to be less than that because I think they signed Endo, which I've never heard of. When I looked at his profile, he's from Japan, and I'm thinking to myself, I've never ever seen that player. Let me just have a look. It's that Endo. Let me just have a look for my phone. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's Endo that Liverpool signed. Let me just have a look. Endo. Yeah, it's from Japanese, yeah. I mean, wait, which club does he previously go to? Okay, you can play as defensive midfielder or centre back. Let me just have a look. What was his previous club? Internet. Sorry guys, just my message. Endo footballer. What was his previous club? Okay, VfB Stuttgart. Okay, from Germany. Never heard of this player before. Never, ever, ever. So, but looks like Liverpool fans are happy because they saw their profile and he said he's a beast. So, let's see if he can do that. At least Liverpool signed a defensive midfielder, but they need more. They need more. So, yeah, but since this game is at Anfield, I don't think it's going to be like, I think I'm going to go for Liverpool 3-0 because like I said, they sold they sold some good players, but yeah, but like I said, Bournemouth, I'm not sure who their new manager is, but yeah, and I remember when Liverpool beat them 9-0, their manager got sacked. So, Silver. So there we go. But listen, this is a totally different manager. Like Bournemouth had chances to beat West Ham, but they didn't. So yeah, that's why for me, I have to go for Liverpool 3-0. If it's 9-0, then boy, oh boy, Bournemouth, man. I mean, whenever they go to Anfield, they always you know, get destroyed by Liverpool. But listen, it's going to be 3-0. The goal scorers for me are Mo Salah, Luis Diaz, and probably Jota, the front three for Liverpool. So there we go. If Liverpool played like they played against Chelsea, especially in the second half, then I also see Liverpool winning against Bournemouth. But Liverpool, perform like they did against Chelsea in the first half, then I see them putting 9 past them again. But I don't see that happening. So yeah, Liverpool 3, Bournemouth is going to be my prediction for that one tomorrow. And yeah, I feel like those are the only two games I'm going to watch. Fulham Brentford and Liverpool Bournemouth. Those are the only two 3 p.m. kicks I'm going to watch. So yeah, there we go. Right. Wolves against Brighton. Now this is going to be a really, really good game. Of course, Wolves lost against Manchester United, but I think they should have at least what they need. They at least, sorry, but I think for me, at least they should have drawn this game or maybe perhaps win. Because let me tell you something, yeah. I'm glad, yeah, that the referees have apologized to the Wolves manager Gary O'Neill because to me that was a penalty. Yes, Onana fouled the player that didn't get the ball, but for me that still is a penalty. How on earth, yeah? How on earth that Onana's getting away with it? And let me tell you something, yeah. Onana's a good goalkeeper, but he's starting to look a bit worrying for me because I would have thought that Andre Onana is going to be like a great signing for Manchester United after David De Gea left, but it looks like he's not doing a really good job. So that's where I'm worried for Onana. But listen, I feel like he could be contention for Golden Boot. He's already got one. Also alongside Danny Ward and also Edison. So far so good for him. But yeah, like I said, Wolves should have beaten them, so they're disappointed. Whereas for Brighton, I was they actually destroyed Luton Town. So yeah, this is going to be a really good game. Of course, this game is at Monaco, so I think this is going to be a high. I think this is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a tight game. I don't see this being like a 3-2, but since this at Monaco and Brighton don't tend to do well at Monaco, I'm going to go for 2-1. I think Brighton will score first, but then after that, no, actually, let me go. No, I'm gonna go for 3-1 because yeah, like I said, Wolves were oops sorry. Yeah, Wolves were absolutely fantastic against Manchester United. Of course, like I said, you don't take good chances, the opposition will punish you and you could potentially lose that game, and that's what I think. But I think so. If Wolves want to get back to winning ways, they need to make sure that they put that same performance as they did against Manchester United because Brighton are a good team. Take your chances and then put it in the back of the net. That is how you win games. So if Wolves can do that against Brighton, which I think they will, and that plays out Monaco, then I think they'll get the job done. So yeah, so I think Wolves will get to win. I'm going to go for 3-1 because yeah, Brighton, like I said, away from home, yes, sometimes they're good, but most of the times they lose or drew games. So there we go. So for me, I have to go for Brighton win. Sorry, a Wolves win of 3-1 in that game. So there we go. If it is 2-1, then yeah, maybe I should have gone for that one. But I've changed my mind. I'm going to go for 3-1 because Wolves and Brighton play really good football. But I think Wolves will get the job done. And also, since this game is at one of you, so yeah, Wolves are going to get that win 3-1. So there we go. Right, the next one, the game of the weekend, the big game, Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United, 5:30 p.m. kickoff, UK time at White Hart Lane or the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now, this game is going to be very interesting because Tottenham Hotspur drew against Brentford, which I know they'll be disappointed, but I think they'll be happy with the result. Because going to GTEC Stadium ain't that easy. It's a difficult place to go. So I think Tottenham will be happy with a draw. Whereas for Manchester United, I think they'll be very, very lucky to beat a Wolves because Wolves should have beaten Manchester United 110%. Their performance was awful and their midfield was terrible. And like I said last time, when I saw that formation, what formation but Eric Ten Hag put against Wolves on ESPN, they put out 4-1-4-1 formation. And I'm thinking to myself, no wonder why their midfield was terrible. No wonder why Wolves were playing good. Because I'm not sure why Eric Ten Hag decided to put one fielder instead of two. Like, why can't you not? Sorry, if Eric Ten Hag would have played a 4-2-3-1 formation, I would believe it's either gonna be 3-0 or maybe 2-0. But the fact that he put 4-1-4-1 didn't make any sense. So that's why I think why Manchester United got very lucky. It did work, but that's why I think Wolves should have won this game. So if Manchester United want to beat Tottenham, he needs to put out that 4-2-3-1 formation. He needs to do that because if he switches it up and Tottenham play good, it's his fault. So there we go. They should be confident because Posh and Postecoglou is not playing the ball football for Spurs. High pressing, defending still needs work, but high pressing, scoring goals, not boring, not sleeping, something like that. He's playing really good football. So maybe I don't think Tom will win a trophy, but if he does deliver it, then I think signing Ange Postecoglou could be the best thing ever. So there we go. But for this game, like Tottenham, their last home win against Manchester United was in 2018, and the last time that Tottenham ever beat Manchester United in the Premier League was in 2020, about 3 years ago, when they destroyed them 6-1 at Old Trafford. So there we go. Um, it's going to be it's going to be a really tough game to predict, but the atmosphere, I'm telling you, Tottenham fans will be singing their hearts out, and they're going to support the team. So for this game tomorrow, I wanted to go for Manchester United win, but since Tottenham fans are confident and since the atmosphere is going to be electric, it's so difficult for me to predict. If I do get this one wrong, then yeah, I do get it wrong. But for this one, my head's telling me it's gonna be a Manchester United win, but for me, I have to go for Tottenham 2-1. I feel like there will definitely be a Manchester United at home, and the atmosphere is gonna be great. So if for Manchester United, I feel like they're gonna put that same formation against Wolves and just not play good. And plus, if Eric Ten Hag get this wrong, then could this be a worry for him? Could this be a very worry for Eric Ten Hag? So. But yeah, see, if this was an Old Trafford, then yes, I would definitely go for Manchester United win. Sorry, let me just turn my phone off. There we go. And yeah, and for Manchester United, yeah, for Tottenham, if they want to beat Manchester United, they need to put out that same performance as they did against Brentford. So there we go. That's the first live watching I'm going to be doing this weekend. So make sure you guys check that out. But yeah, for my prediction, I'm going to go for Tottenham 2, Manchester United 1. It's going to be so tough to predict and so tight, but I think Tottenham will surprise everyone. They will surprise everyone because I see many people go for Manchester United win, but I think Tottenham Hotspur will surprise everyone. So I'm going to go for 2-1 to Tottenham on that one. So there we go. Right, the next game, another really good game, which is another live watching I'm going to be doing, is Manchester City versus Newcastle United, another Saturday night kickoff, and that game will be at the Etihad on a Saturday night at 8 p.m. Now, of course, both teams have won their opening game 3-0 and Man City won, and Newcastle destroyed Aston Villa 5-1. Now, the bad news is for Manchester City is that Kevin De Bruyne is going to be out for 4 months with that hamstring when he started the game against Burnley. So this game is going to be difficult without Erling Haaland. Without Kevin De Bruyne. Erling Haaland is going to miss Kevin De Bruyne because whenever Erling Haaland wants to score goals, it's Kevin De Bruyne that passes to it. So without Kevin De Bruyne, who's going to feed the ball to Erling Haaland to score goals? So that's going to be a massive, massive miss for Manchester City. But I'm hearing that they signed in Puskas and that other players. So. Could they be a backup for Kevin De Bruyne for in the next 4 months? We shall wait and see. Whereas for Newcastle United, tonight looked really good on his debut. Really, really good. So he's going to be a massive problem for Manchester City. The same thing goes for Isak. The same thing goes for Harvey Barnes. And who else? And I think that might be it. So yeah, but listen, Etihad Stadium last season, it was only Brentford that went there and win. So if Newcastle United want to beat Manchester City, they need to do what Brentford did. Play three at the back, 3-5-2 formation, frustrate Manchester City and get that win. But I think they'll go for a 4-3-3. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens then. So yeah, this game is going to be really, really tough. But if this was at the St James Park, then I'm definitely going for a Newcastle United win. But since this game is at the Etihad, I think it's going to be a tight game for Manchester City. They'll get the 3 points, but I think it's going to be a 2-1 because, like I said, I think Newcastle will frustrate Manchester City. I don't see Newcastle getting destroyed by City. I just don't. I think it's going to be a 2-1, and they would accept that because that's what happened last season. They're disappointed that they've lost, but at least they didn't get battered. So yeah. And plus, Eddie Howe is doing a really good, a fantastic job for Newcastle United, and that's why I had Newcastle finishing the top four, like I did last season. Because many people thought that Newcastle are going to drop off, but I didn't believe that. I like for me, Newcastle they signed some really good players. They absolutely destroyed Aston Villa, and Eddie Howe's doing a really good job. So that's why I see Newcastle finishing in fourth place. But if Manchester United don't do well this season, maybe I'll change my mind to maybe Newcastle finish in the top three at least because Eddie Howe's doing a fantastic job. So yeah, so Manchester City against Newcastle United, it's going to be a tight one. But Man City will get the job done, a tight 2-1 win, and that's going to be another live watch along I'm going to do after the Tottenham face Manchester United game. So make sure you guys check that out as well. It's going to be a really good game to watch. Then we move on into Super Sunday. And the first game is Aston Villa versus Everton. Of course, both teams lost their opening day of the season. Of course, Aston Villa got destroyed by Aston Villa got destroyed by Newcastle, whereas for Everton, they've only lost 1-0. So Aston Villa result was worse than Everton. So there we go. Because both teams are looking to bounce back after that defeat. And yeah, for Everton though, like I said, they should have won that game. Of course, that performance was really good under Sean Dyche, but when it comes to chances, like Mope could have got a hat trick, the Cohen could have scored twice, and yeah. So for me, for Everton, I expect this to be a really tough game for them because going to Villa Park is going to be difficult, especially under Una Emery. So yeah, for Aston Villa versus Everton on Super Sunday. Um, for this game, I'm gonna go for hold on, Mama, I'm recording. I'm gonna go for a Aston Villa win of 2-0. When I finish, Mama, I'll come to you. Let me just finish. So yeah, Aston Villa, I think Aston Villa, yeah, are gonna get the 3 points. They will bounce back because yeah, I think Aston Villa when they scored to make it 2-1. Okay, yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, when Aston Villa scored to make it 1-1, I'd have thought that yeah, you know what, Aston Villa are looking good, but then after that they got absolutely destroyed, and that was their biggest defeat ever so far this season. But for me, since this game is at Villa Park, and since Una Emery wants to take Aston Villa into the top six. Their job here is to beat Everton. And when these two faced each other last season, Aston Villa won 2-0, or was it 2-1? I think it was. But yeah, but I think Aston Villa at Villa Park is going to be absolutely fantastic. The atmosphere is going to be good. They're going to back the players, back the managers, see what formation they put in. And I expect this to be a really, really tough game for Everton. So, yeah, as Villa versus Everton, I'm going to go for a 2-0 Villa win at Villa Park. So, that is overall my prediction for that one on Super Sunday. Then Chelsea, once again on the Super Sunday, 4:30 p.m. kickoff, a London derby. Now, of course, West Ham did lose Declan Rice, which is very disappointing, and I think they've lost something else. But they signed James Ward-Prowse, which we know who can make some really good free kicks. So they aim for Chelsea White on Sunday. Do not make a foul. Do not concede a free kick near the edge of the penalty box, because you saw what happened last season against Southampton when Azpilicueta made that challenge. James Ward-Prowse scored. So the only way James Ward-Prowse is not going to score that free kick is if we don't make a foul here on up near the edge of the penalty box. Because if we do that, then I see us conceding a goal, and I see James Ward-Prowse scoring. So there we go. But listen, Chelsea, yeah, I say the performance was so much better than last season because yes, we drew a game and we should have won that game, but at least it's so much better because the link up, the high pressing, everything was absolutely good under Pochettino. And let's not forget, we signed Mons Caicedo and we signed Lavia, and we also signed that Jamaica was a USA, something like that. So he signed for Chelsea, yeah. So we played really good under Liverpool, and so yeah. But But the bad news is for Chelsea is that boy oh boy, Reece James once again like I was super happy that he was the captain, but I thought to myself, would he able to be fit for now to the rest of the season? Unfortunately, no. So there we go. And I'd like to read you this statement from Chelsea Football Club that says this time yesterday, rumours started circulating that James picked up a serious hamstring injury, which I've heard, and I was very surprised, but it looks like it's actually true. There was a widespread panic. He had bad injury over the last 2 years, of course, and even missed the end of last season with a problem just like this. For him to relapse in training after just one game of the new season was devastating news that not only hurts in the short term, but it's certain that in reality there is going to be an endless fit battle for his whole career. Um, Nobody was quite able to confirm how serious it was, though, and today, what the mysterious update for the Chelsea website does reveal much more. Let me just have a look at the website. Um, the following injury update has been provided ahead of Chelsea. Yeah, let me just have a look. Starting rehabilitation having an undergo assignment on the injury sustained training this week. Well, that tells you that he's going to have a hamstring injury and he could be out for months. But I'm not sure how serious this is because they just say we don't know how serious this is. I just hope and pray that it's not that serious. Like if he is not going to be available for like maybe 3 weeks or maybe a month, then I can take that. But if it's more than that, then I'll be very disappointed. But the good news is that we have Marlo Gusto, and I've watched him from pre-season, and he looked absolutely fantastic. So I have no doubt, this is the Premier League, but I have no doubt, that performance that he did in pre-season could be the same one in the Premier League. So I could be wrong, but listen, I hope he proves me wrong. So there we go. So you have Malo Gusto. So Chelsea's record at London Stadium is terrible. It's terrible. Like the last time we beat West Ham at the London Stadium was in 2020. No, sorry, 2021, which is about 2 years ago when I think it was 1-0 and when Timo Werner scored that goal. But last season we drew. 3 years it was 3-2. No, sorry, 2 seasons ago it was 3-2. And then 2020, 2021, 1-0. Then I believe it was 1-0, 2-1, 1-0. So our record needs to. I don't know why Chelsea always seem to struggle at the London Stadium. So we need to put that at the end. So for this game, I heard many people going for 5-1, 3-1 Chelsea. And I'm thinking, whoa, you feel going to destroy West Ham with the amount of chance that we had against Liverpool? I don't think so. But listen, I'm confident in this game. And like I said, the next 7 games, I need to see some wins. Because and if we can get at least 21 points, then that would be great. Because remember, 7 times 3 equals 21. So if we can get, because the next 7 games are pretty easy games. So if we can get at least 21 points, then that would be great. That would be great. So there we go. So West Ham against Chelsea, I'm going to go for 2-1. If it does end 3-1 or maybe 5-1, then boy, I'll be very surprised. But listen, I do see us conceding, but I do see us beating Chelsea, beating West Ham United at the London Stadium. Of course, if we don't beat them, then I'll be very disappointed. But listen, we got Enzo Fernandez, we got Moise Caicedo, we got Lavia in the midfield, and I think that I don't think Lavia and Caicedo will be starting. They'll be on the bench. But the next game, which I think is against Luton Town, I feel like Alvarez is going to switch to a 4-3-3. But for now, I want Pochettino to go for 4-2-3-1 because 3-4-3 against Liverpool did work. But like I said, we should have put it in the back of the net. So I want Pochettino, if he wants to win this game, go for 4-2-3-1. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. So Chelsea 2, West Ham 1 is going to be my prediction for that one. And then, last and not least, Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. And the West Ham Chelsea game, I'm going to do a live watch-along for that one. But finally, Crystal Palace versus Arsenal in a London derby on a Monday night football. So and that game will be kicking off at 8 p.m. UK time on a Monday night. Now, this is going to be a really good game, and that's also going to be the last live watch along for this weekend. So make sure you guys check that out. Of course, when these two faced each other on the opening day of the season last year, it ended 2-0 to Arsenal. And I think it's going to be the exact same thing. But could Arsenal get the job done? Because against Nottingham Forest, they were 2-0 up, but then Nottingham Forest scored, and that game could have ended in a draw or Nottingham Forest win. So Arsenal, if they want to win the title, at least challenge for it, they need to make sure that that after scoring the second goal, maybe try and score another goal so that this game could put to bed. But listen, this is going to be a really tough game because going to Selhurst Park ain't that easy, especially on the Roy Hodgson. Especially on the Roy Hodgson. So I know the atmosphere will be there, and plus Michael Olise will still be at the club side. So after we ejected Chelsea, so I know it's going to be a problem for Arsenal. I'm not sure. I think Wilfred Zaha is gone, so that's going to be a problem. So who's going to be starting on the left hand side? But listen, Crystal Palace managed to get that win against Sheffield United. So could they do the same thing against Arsenal? We shall wait and see. But overall, I think Arsenal are the favourites for this game to win, and I'm going to go for a I'm not gonna, I wanted to go for 3-0 Arsenal, but I'm thinking to myself, nah, let me go for 3-0 Arsenal because I don't see Crystal Palace scoring and Arsenal need to do well defensively. And let me tell you something, yeah. Justin Timber has an ACL injury, and that shows he's going to be next missing the next. He's going to be missing for Arsenal over the next 7 months, or maybe at the end of the season. So that's going to be a huge problem. Now the big question is, who's going to be starting as left back, Zinchenko or Kieran Tierney? Who's going to be starting? Because we all know that Justin Timber is a right back, but when he played left back in the game against Manchester City, he was absolutely fantastic. But that injury is not going to be very good. So Justin Timber, even though I'm not an Arsenal fan, I like to send my condolences to you. I wish you the best. I wish you a speedy recovery, and hopefully you can be fitter and better next season. So as a Chelsea fan, I'm very sad to see Justin Timber is going to miss the rest of the season. Just like I'm sad to see that James is going to be out for months and Racing Fun is going to be out, and the same goes for Christopher Nkunku. So there we go. But listen, I think Arsenal will get the job done without Justin Timber, without Gabriel Jesus. So yes, and plus they still got Martinelli, they still got Saka, they still got Eddie Nketiah, who is who was amazing against Nottingham Forest. So yeah, so the goal scorers for me are going to be Bukayo Saka and probably Eddie Nketiah. That's going to be my goal scorers for this game, just like there was in the game against Nottingham Forest. So those are going to be my goal scorers, and my prediction is going to be 2-0 to Arsenal against Crystal Palace in a London derby at Selhurst Park on a Monday night at 8 o'clock p.m. So there we go. Now you might notice that Luton's game against Burnley has been postponed, and the reason why that is because remember last week when I told you that Luton Town cannot play in the Premier League until their new stadium has been done. Now I'm not sure how long it's going to be done for, but it looks like Luton Town's home games are going to be postponed until let me just see. Let me just have a look. Um, Let me just see. When is Luton Town's new stadium going to be finished? Okay, the target date for complete in 2026. So what? Oh my God! So that means that Luton Town's home games are going to be postponed. Ay ay ay. I mean, it's good that Luton Town in the Premier League, but wow, 2026, in 3 years' time. My God. That's why to me, that's why I Luton Town probably finish in the relegation zone. Maybe they could finish bottom instead of Bournemouth. When I heard people say Luton are gonna be, wait, did I have Luton relegated? I think I've done. Yeah, at Sheffield United, yeah, I had Luton Town in 18, which is relegation. Wow, 2026, So yeah, their home against Burnley is postponed, and the next home games this season could be postponed too. I'm telling you, Luton Town are going to be in serious trouble, serious trouble. So yeah, that's why that game has been postponed, and that's why Luton Town's next game will be away from home. So yeah, Luton Town are going to be in trouble, really in deep trouble. So there we go. I'm not sure what the plan is for Luton Town's home game, whether they're going to be playing in another stadium or something like that. But my God, so there we go. The first time in Premier League we're ever seen a match postponed early this season. So it never happens. It never really happens. So there we go. So yeah, that's why you didn't hear me say Luton against Burnley, because that game is postponed. So we don't know when these two will be playing each other, but I'll give you a quick update for now. From now until the end of the season, where these two will play each other. So yeah, so that game will be postponed. So there we go. Right, guys, so that is all my Premier predictions. Let me run through them one more time. And later today, I'm going for Nottingham Forest 2-0 win against Sheffield United. Then Saturday's games, West London Derby, I've gone for Fulham 3-2 win against Brentford. Then Liverpool versus Bournemouth, I've gone for the Reds 3-0 against the Cherries. Then another great game, I've gone for the Wolves 3-1 win against the Seagulls. Then I've gone for Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur 2-0 win against the Red Devils. Then I've gone for the Citizens versus the Black and White Army 2-1 win. Then I've gone for Aston Villa 2-0 win against the Toffees. Then I've gone for the Blues 2-1 win against the Hammers. Then I've gone for it, and then I've gone for the Gunners 2-0 win against Crystal Palace. And like I said, Luton Town against the Clarinets has been postponed because of the home match, and has not been completed just yet. Like I said, the away team cannot be at the stadium because it looks like, weirdly enough, that you're entering people's houses, which is super weird. So there we go. But yeah, those are over my predictions, and that is the end of this video. I'd like to say thank you so much everyone who's watched this video, and if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments down below, and also click the like button as well, so that you can let me know if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you're new, click the subscribe button below, hit the bell notification so that I never miss ever my YouTube content, and don't forget that this weekend there will be 5 live watch-alongs starting off tomorrow, and it will end on Monday. The two ones on the Saturday are going to be Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United. That game will be kicking off at 5:30 p.m. and I'll be live 50 minutes before that. Then after that, another good game is going to be Manchester City versus Newcastle United, 8 p.m. kickoff. So there we go. Then on Sunday, the big one, the Lionesses up against are the away teams, and they'll be facing Spain in the World Cup final. That game kicks off at 11 o'clock, and I'll be live at 10:30. Then after that, West Ham United versus Chelsea will be at 4:30 p.m. and I'll be live at 4:15. So make sure you guys check that out. Those are two live watch-alongs on a Sunday. Then on Monday night, I'm going to be doing a Crystal Palace versus Arsenal live watch-along. Since that game is on the London Derby, so make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, 5 watch-alongs. The one I'm looking forward to is the World Cup final for the Lionesses, or England, and this will be the first time since 1996 that England have reached a World Cup final. So before I end this video, I'd like to say, Lionesses, good luck on Sunday. Even though you didn't win, you still make me proud. You still make the country proud. Especially everyone who supported you proud. So thank you so much for everything that you've done. Go out there, beat Spain. This Sunday, let's bring it home. Let's show the men that this is how you do it. And like Gameweek said, the women can do what the men cannot do. That's why Chelsea women, yeah, are so much better than the men last season. So much better. And this is the exact same thing for the country. England women, the Lionesses, can do far better than the men, and especially beating teams like Germany, Spain, Australia, which they beat us in a friendly. Sweden, Colombia, Nigeria, who are the best team. All of these teams here, the Lionesses can do. Yeah. Of course, the USA game didn't win that game, but at least a draw isn't that bad, you know. So this woman can do what the men cannot do. So that's why I hope that when the men watch the game on Sunday, and hopefully the Lionesses beat Spain, I want the men to do the exact same thing. But do I see that happening? No. But I did hear that Sawika Willian could be the new manager for the men, and for me, I don't see that happening. But if it does happen, then I think that will be a great decision by the FA, because Gareth Southgate ain't the one. Cannot beat big teams like Italy, France, USA. All of these teams, he cannot do it. So and yeah, who else does he? Has he ever beaten? Yeah, Belgium as well. Cannot beat these big and tough teams. He simply cannot do that. So we can win. Can become the men and can become the manager for the men's team. Then I'll be very happy, because I know that we can win a year. Will definitely win more trophies for the men's team than Gareth Southgate. So there we go. So Lionesses, good luck to you on Sunday. I'll be supporting you during my live stream on Sunday, because you girls deserve it. You've been absolutely fantastic. Beat Spain, let's bring it home, and let's celebrate like mad. And I'll be supporting you girls every step of the way. So a massive, massive well done for being in the final since 1996, and good luck to you on Sunday. So there we go. Right, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Look after yourselves, take care, and as always, peace, God bless you, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care.